Resident Evil 4 is a game where you can use guns, pro wrestling, and chicken eggs to take out the hordes of monsters and not zombified Spaniards. I had to know, can you beat Resident Evil 4 with only grenades? The only rule for this challenge is that I can only use grenades to harm enemies. I can still open boxes, kill fishes / snakes, and shoot at puzzles like normal. I chose the Special 2 costume, wore the tactical vest, and played a New Game Plus normal run. With all the preamble done, we can move on to the gameplay. The first Ganado can't be killed with grenades because Leon does not have grenades at this point. In places where I can't use grenades, I will use the Chicago typewriter or knife. Most of the strategy for this run is to collect as many grenades and avoid as many enemies as possible. The next mandatory encounter is Del Lago. You can only kill Del Lago with the harpoons in the boat. Immediately after that is El Gigante. As soon as the fight starts, run to the fire behind Gigante and throw 2 hand grenades at his feet. His plaga will come out of his back. Reposition Leon to the right of the kneeling giant and toss the 3rd grenade so that it bounces off the wall and destroys the plaga. We rescue our knight in shining armor, Ashley Graham. In this outfit, she can't be hurt or kidnapped. I took the El Gigante route to save grenades, and the cabin fight can be completed by waiting out the timer. Guess what? You can get by the ski lift with 2 flash grenades. Use Ashley as a shield for the Ganados on the other lifts. Wait for the first Ganado to jump onto the lift. As the lift goes past the cliff, toss a flash grenade as high as possible towards the rock wall. For the second Ganado that jumps onto the lift, toss a flash grenade onto the green platform where Leon and Ashley get off. Timing is key. Waiting too long to throw the grenades will cause the lift to fall into the abyss. For the Mendez boss fight, 5 incendiary grenades will kill him easily. It's actually the preferred way to beat him. Use a flash grenade to stop the truck driver, and with that, we leave the village and make our way to the castle. Once at the castle, we come to yet another enemy that can't be killed with grenades, the Garrador. Hands and incendiary grenades only stun him, and flash grenades alert him to your location. After some lamenting over the 3rd failure of the challenge, I spiraled further into sadness with Waterhall. Good news, no grenades are needed to get past Waterhall, thanks to Ashley's night suit. Bad news, my ears are still ringing from Ashley screaming and walking back to the cranks. Ashley gets captured like this is an episode of Scooby-Doo, and I dash to the gallery. Leon can corner the Red Zealot by activating the chase cutscene, jumping down to the lower level, and finding him at the bottom of the stairs. I used 1 flash grenade to stun him and then 4 incendiary grenades to kill him. After some more running through the castle, it was time to rescue Ashley. I shot the restraints with my Tommy gun and waited for the first 3 cultists to converge on her before burning them with an incendiary grenade. When the Red Zealot with the key hides behind the pillar with the crossbowmen, I expertly lobbed a hand grenade into that little entourage. Finally, I used 1 more fire grenade to finish off the last cultist. Ashley has a small puzzle section, and then it's back to the action. In the lava room, we can use a singular flash grenade to take out the last mechanical dragon. Flash grenades are really overpowered in this game. Since Ashley is wearing her armor, we don't have to kill the zealots driving the drill. The knights in the room with the king's chalice requires 2 hand grenades to expose their plaga, and 1 flash grenade to kill them for good. Be sure to group them up as close as possible to inflict maximum damage. Do this for both waves and you'll be golden. All good things do not last, since failure number 4 and 5 comes from the double Garrett doors after the clock tower segment. Afterwards, I caused Verdugo to run head first into a wall, which was very reminiscent of my father anytime I start describing polar stratospheric clouds to him, and we made it to the mines. According to the Resident Evil 4 game guides, Los Gigantes should have 1,000 health like the first one, but the same grenade strategy was not working, so I did the Dipman glitch and went out of bounds, avoiding the fight. You can use the Dipman glitch to skip the minecart auto-scroller, but for some reason I just wasn't getting it. I tried lining myself up in different ways and looking at other people's tutorials, but nothing. So I played through the minecart section and used the Chicago typewriter. Technically, this shouldn't be a failure, because ideally you would be skilled enough to skip it. For some reason, I was terrified of the elevator leading up to Salazar. I must have been getting flashbacks to professional mode. Use one fire grenade on the duo where neither of them have the red and gold helmet. For the rest of the waves, use your hand grenade. In total, I used 1 incendiary and 4 hand grenades. Once again, you can use the Dipman glitch to skip the Salazar boss fight, and once again, I cannot line myself up right. I consider it not a failure in the same manner as the minecart section. Alright, we finished the castle, and I want you to take some deep breaths, look away from your screen, drink some water, and pause for a second. Everyone good? Cool. I zoomed through the island only to get tripped up by the Ganados behind the auto-closing door. Using Dipman, I managed to get the first 2 guys to blow themselves up and use 2 incendiary grenades for the 3 archers. I cooked the Iron Maiden with 4 incendiary grenades plus the explosive canister. Nothing notable happened until the bulldozer part. Flash and incendiary grenades do not damage the armored truck trying to crash into you, but hand grenades do. You have to stop the armored truck from crashing into you 3 times. I only had 2 hand grenades, so I'll count failures numbers 6, 7, and 8 all from this one segment. I mentally thanked Sadler for kidnapping Ashley and said hello to it. It kept me quite busy. I used 5 fire grenades combined with the damage of the 2 red barrels and 1 hand grenade. For Krauser's boss fight, I didn't even try to use grenades on him. I just used my knife and prompt the QTEs, so that's the 9th failure for this run. A saving grace finally arrives in the form of Mike the helicopter pilot, and I brave Chapter 5-4. I hid in random corners like a mouse and let Mike do all the work. To properly grieve his demise, I tossed a chicken egg out for him and vowed to name my firstborn after him. Not really. I sent the red bandana soldier to the great beyond with 1 incendiary grenade plus the nearby red barrel. Sadler, a man disillusioned with overconfidence and Mike's killer. I started the fight by lighting the explosive barrel and stabbing his mouth eye. I repeated this 5 more times with hand grenades and the second explosive barrel, but it still wasn't enough. After delivering some blunt force trauma, Ada finally threw down the special RPG. With a heavy heart, I tossed all 9 of my remaining flash grenades and brought the failure count to 10. Is it possible to beat Resident Evil 4 with only grenades? No, but do you want to know what is possible? Liking the video, commenting, and subscribing. Check out these other videos. Stay cheesy, my Parmesan bites.